This week, student government violating sunshine laws.
The death of Queen Elizabeth II.
A new development plan to revamp Riera campus is in the works.
All this and more now on the Met Report.
We start off today's broadcast with breaking news. It was reported by the Metropolitan on Wednesday that MSU Student Advocacy Council broke Colorado sunshine laws over the summer by holding sessions without advance notice to the public. Our reporter, Alex Petrich, has the story.
These violations were discovered on the TSAC Twitter account in July, where documents containing past resolutions were posted. Packets containing the past resolutions were also found in the Tivoli in early August. There was no advance notice given to the media or public about these sessions occurring. The state of Colorado requires timely notice and an advance agenda before 2 or more members of a state public body gather to discuss public business. Resolutions passed over the summer included condemnations of Dobbs v. Jackson, Oklahoma v. Castro Huerta, and a resolution to acquire and distribute school supplies. The main focus of the resolutions, however, are CR 22-3 and CR 22-9. The former allowing the Council Budget Committee to make, quote, small fiscal allocations without the need for a weekly meeting, and the latter changing the Council's meeting time to Fridays at 2:30. Jeff Roberts is the executive director of the Colorado Freedom of Information Coalition, a nonpartisan collective aimed to protect and uphold transparency in local government. Roberts spoke with Metropolitan Editor-in-Chief Sarah Martin on September 1st.
To be making these decisions without opening these meetings to the public is contrary to what that statute is all about. The point of it is to make sure that the public, and in this case the student body, the school community, can observe the process. They're paying fees to have the student government. The student government is making important decisions with their fees, and they should be able to see how those decisions are made.
The Metropolitan reached out to current TSAC advisors Cynthia Barron and Armando Rijo for comment, but they did not respond to the request. We would like to thank Metropolitan Editor-in-Chief Sarah Martin for breaking the story, and a special thanks to Metropolitan reporter Corbett Stevenson for reporting on the past resolutions. We will continue to cover this story as information comes out.
What is an Enye, and are you an Enye? A film aimed at Latinos struggling with dual identities screened at the JSSB here at MSU and is helping us answer these questions.
Hosted by the National Association of Latino Healthcare Executives, or NALE, MSU screened the film Being Enye. Directed by Denise Soler-Cox and Henry Ansbacher, Being Enye is a docu-film about the way Latinos experience culture and identity. Project Enye was co-founded by Denise in hopes of helping Latinos who felt they didn't belong fully to one culture or the other change the way they view their identity.
The film is helping Enyes all over the world by bringing to light the unique struggles Enyes encounter as they try to navigate the world in a journey to find themselves.
The Center for Multicultural Engagement and Interaction kicked off the Latinx Heritage Month with a celebration. The National Hispanic Heritage Month began September 15th and lasts for 1 month, commemorating the contributions of the Latinx community. MSU Denver serves about 6,000 Latinx students, representing over 30% of students attending. The event hosted an indigenous dance performance, Latin music, and food for students and staff. It marked the kickoff of other events that will address topics such as mental health and issues on campus. We spoke to Mikey Benitez, a member of the CMEI, who talked about the importance of representation and engagement.
I hope that this promotes the students' sense of belonging here. A lot of the times, many problems come from a sense of this isn't where I belong, or I don't fit in, or this isn't for me. And we just want all the students to know, like, no, this is your place, and you deserve to be here, and you are worthy, and we're here to help you out no matter what. We see you.
Yesterday, Hispanic Heritage Month commenced its celebration starting September 15th all through next month until October 15th. Now, how is MSU Denver celebrating the start of this event? Germán Lechuga has more on the celebration.
MSU Denver is one of the universities with a high percentage of Hispanic students in the whole state of Colorado. Hispanic students make more than 30% of the whole population. This week, I received the honor to talk to the executive producer of HSI, the Hispanic Serving Institution at MSU.
My name is Dr. Manuel Diaz, is the Executive Director for HSI Initiatives and Inclusion. Yeah, so pretty much the point for today and really this week is to educate students on what does it really mean to be a Hispanic Serving Institution. So that's our goal really for this week, is to educate everyone on, hey, this is what it means. Hey, you're at MSU Denver, we're a Hispanic Serving Institution, and this is what it means for them. So then that way students at least have that notion and not like, oh, I didn't know that we were an HSI. So really this week is just dedicated to educating students about what it means for us to have this designation. Definitely, really it's just important about educating our students, educating our staff and faculty about what this designation is, and really showing that, you know, this designation is really supporting all of our students, not just our Latino students. It's really, you know, we're getting funding, things like that. We're really hoping to help out all of our students and faculty with that. So that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, definitely hope everyone checks this out, looks at all these different opportunities.
As MSU Denver keeps receiving more and more Hispanic students every semester, the responsibility of being a Hispanic Serving Institution gradually takes precedence. HSI will keep hosting more events throughout the whole semester in order to help the diverse population of students with their academic goals. Here's Germán Lechuga with the Mayor Report.
Dad?
Being a dad can be transformative, but also a lot of fun. Help prepare your little monster for the outside world. Encourage their interests. Support their growth. Walk them through new relationships.
He's perfect.
Whatever you say.
And prepare them to stand on their own 2 feet.
So much of the good in my life is because of you.
Never stop being a dad.
COVID-19 has been a really long and difficult fight.
It's definitely taken a toll on all of us.
Right now, new variants are a lot more contagious and need to be taken seriously.
Getting vaccinated and staying boosted is the best way to keep you protected from COVID-19 and help you stay out of the hospital.
Even if you got COVID before,
it's important that you go get your COVID booster.
COVID shots are safe.
Much safer than getting the virus.
We can all do our part
and get back to living. You can go to getvaccineanswers.org for more information.
It's been 8 days since the passing of Queen Elizabeth II, and England unites to mourn her loss. The Queen made her procession to Westminster Hall on Wednesday with the newly crowned King Charles III and his son Prince William and Prince Harry following behind the coffin. The line to view Her Majesty runs over 2.9 miles alongside London Bridge. Members of the public have waited over 30 hours to see the Queen resting at Westminster Hall. The mayor expects hundreds of thousands of people to say their farewells and pay their respects in the following days. The Queen shall lie in the State Hall until the morning of her funeral on Monday the 19th. The funeral will be something the world has not seen since King George VI died in 1952. Elizabeth was Britain's longest reigning monarch, wearing the crown for 70 years.
On Tuesday, journalists and producers from 9 News visited Auraria campus to speak with students. Student journalists met at the Jordan Student Success Building for a community event called 9 Listens. Among those who were present to speak with students were anchors Kyle Clark and Gary Shapiro and investigative reporter Jeremy Hohola. Students were able to sit and ask questions to the 9 News team about entering the journalism field. Students also asked about some of the challenges that journalists face in today's political climate. After the conclusion of the event, members of 9 News talked and networked with students one-on-one.
Gas prices have been dropping recently, and it has been viewed as a blessing, especially for the students here on the Auraria campus. Since the middle of July, the Biden administration has introduced policies that lowered the price of gas for domestic consumers. In Colorado, the average price per gallon fell from $4.80 in July to just $3.80 now in September of 2022. It is unclear if the price will fall further or if it will rise again like it did in March of this year, where it rose 50 cents from $3.26 to $3.76.
As Denver continues to expand with new construction projects popping up all over the city, some are beginning to turn their attention towards Auraria campus. Our reporter Alex Petrich has the story.
Roughly 39,000 students make up the Auraria campus, and yet the Auraria campus only takes up 150 acres. Compare that to the other major colleges in the state. CU Boulder, 31,000 students, 600 acres. CSU, 25,000 students, 583 acres. DU, 12,000 students, 125 acres. University of Northern Colorado, 10,000 students, 260 acres. So, how does Auraria campus strike the balance between limited space and the largest campus population in the state? I talked with Yvonne Young, the CEO of SDG Strategies in Toronto, about her vision for Denver's future.
But as we are doing a lot of interview, including colleagues from the university, we really see there is a much bigger vision, and now there is a critical time to make the change. The condition is you have transit that is already up and running. You don't need to wait. A lot of cities need to wait for a decade. You don't need to do that. Your population is growing very, very quickly. We know that. And we also understand your campus is shifting a model. So in the past, it's focusing on everybody will be commuting. But now they work on creating a master plan so that student and potentially the community can live on campus.
Yvonne's company also envisions a reimagined Spear Boulevard, a Champs-Élysées of Denver, as she puts it. The goal there is to make the street much more pedestrian-friendly with easy access to the campus.
So the new movement is not designed for vehicle, but for people biking, for people walking. And the reason why I'm excited about Denver is that as I'm doing a deep dive, I realize your city has already been recognized as a global leader in sustainability. It's one of the most sustainable places in the world.
But as for the company's ideas surrounding Auraria campus, Yvonne told me about the idea of a vertical campus with dorms and how it would maximize space for students, employees, and pedestrians.
So the focus is on an integrated urban campus. So looking at doing mixed-use building on the ground floor is commercial, and the mid portion sometimes even for partnership, and then the top portion is for housing. So it's very common.
One of the main concerns regarding any major construction projects on campus is sustainability. I asked Yvonne about how these proposed changes to the Auraria campus could help the environment and make it more energy efficient.
So when we talk about sustainability or climate change or carbon, we know 2/3 of the problem is because of driving. So if you invest in the infrastructure for walking and cycling and tree shade, you would solve 2/3 of the problem. Another 1/3 of the problem, which is dealing with energy, is aging infrastructure. So how you're designing the build form. I know that your campus has a student initiative on sustainability. So a lot of what they've talked about, it makes a lot of sense.
I'm a first-generation Filipino American. You don't always feel you're a part of the country you live in. It's this weird middle space sometimes that you have to live inside of. But when you meet others that are also living in that space, you'll learn to know that it's its own unique space too.
Okay, here we go.
3, 2.
3, 2, 1.
COVID-19 has been a really long and difficult fight.
So when we start talking about COVID, I completely get it. It's frustrating.
We've all been impacted one way or another.
The fight against COVID is also changing really quickly.
And it's sometimes really hard to keep up.
So here are a few things we know.
We are not fighting the same virus from 2020.
Right now, new variants are a lot more contagious and need to be taken seriously.
Getting vaccinated and staying boosted is the best way to keep you protected from COVID-19 and help you stay out of the hospital.
Even if you got COVID before,
It's important that you go get your COVID booster.
COVID vaccines are safe,
Much safer than getting COVID-19.
We all want this to end sooner than later.
so go ahead and do things.
Go out and live your life, but get vaccinated. Stay boosted.
We can all do our part.
And get back to living. You can go to getvaccineanswers.org for more information.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Politics. I'm your host, Noah Block. Let's get started. Colorado Attorney General Phil Weiser and MSU Denver President Janine Davidson were part of a Free Speech and the Art of Democracy panel discussion this Thursday. The pair, along with other distinguished panelists, spoke about the importance of speaking freely during such polarized political times. MSU President Janine Davidson highlighted the institution's dedication to fostering free expression and open inquiry among its students through the creation of a free expression statement. Colorado Attorney General Phil Weiser also created the Ginsburg-Scalia initiative last year to celebrate civil engagement and the ability to have conversations based on mutual respect. The panelists agreed that the free expression statement for MSU Denver and the Ginsburg-Scalia initiative are a bid at ending the negative rhetoric and contempt associated with interacting with any person with opposing views. A deputy with the Denver Sheriff's Department was arrested last Thursday for domestic violence. At about 1 a.m. September 8th in Aurora, Denver Sheriff Department officer Ernest Parker was apprehended by the local APD. Though the call that came in and the details of the arrest remain unreleased, Parker was charged with second-degree assault and criminal mischief for property damage. A 1992 study on interspousal aggression among police families showed that about 40% of such couples dealt with domestic abuse. There have been recent notable cases of former or current officers arrested over domestic violence, including instances such as David Brame in Tacoma, Washington, and Joshua Boren in Utah. Parker was placed on leave as the department investigates the incident. It's no secret that Colorado residents have been struggling with inflation lately. However, on May 23rd of this year, Governor Polis signed Senate Bill 22-233, which gave Coloradans who filed state taxes in 2021 a $750 tax rebate in the form of a check. The checks are being distributed via mail to all those who qualify. We asked students on our area campus how they used or will use their money. Here's what they had to say. It's been 2.5 months since Roe v. Wade was struck down by the Supreme Court. I investigated here at MSU Denver to see how people felt. For almost half a century, abortion rights in the United States were essentially decided at the federal level. But that changed this summer when on June 24th, the Supreme Court voted 6-3 to overturn the famous and controversial Roe v. Wade decision. Dobbs v. Jackson Women's Health Organization was a surprise to many, but it was not without precedent or without indication. In fact, in May 2022, the majority opinion that favored the overturning was leaked to the press by an unknown source. Abortion has been a contentious topic and a political divider in the U.S. for a long time, and the Dobbs decision saw both widespread pro-choice activism and abortion bans in more conservative states. To get a broad view of the local public opinion, we asked a few students at MSU Denver what they knew and how they felt about the change.
It's a huge blow to constitutional rights for a lot of women. I mean, there's already been a lot of repercussions in other states.
Like some people that could have got abortions in certain states, now they have to move outside of like those states to get abortions.
And they might not have the resources to go to other states or do whatever, so it just makes the process a lot more difficult.
It's like I think there was like a 12-year-old girl who was raped in another state, and now she has to have the baby because she's not mature enough to have an abortion, but she's mature enough to raise a child.
Pro-choice, yeah. I guess that's pro-choice.
Yeah, I would say like it's on a case-by-case basis for me personally. Like I don't know, but in most cases I would say pro-choice.
The fate of abortion rights in the United States is now a lot less clear. As for Colorado, the right to choose was codified on April 4th, 2022, meaning that despite the overturning, women in the state still have access to abortion at all stages of pregnancy. Thanks for joining me for Politics this week. I'll see you next time.
Yo, camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving.
I definitely can't drive.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
All right, let's try this. COVID has been a really long fight, and it's been especially tough on kids.
It's been a rough transition for all of us.
Right now, as a father, I want to give the best tools to protect my kids.
So what can we do to get back to that sense of normalcy?
Every day, parents ask me if their child 5 and above should get vaccinated. The answer is absolutely yes.
My own sons, who are 6 and 8 years old, had their COVID vaccine.
It's an added layer of protection to keep kids from getting any type of severe illness or complications from a COVID infection. A lot of parents are also wondering if the vaccines are safe.
Yes, it's safe and effective for children.
Definitely safer than a COVID infection.
Children get a smaller dosage than adults do.
So if you have questions or concerns about the vaccine, that's okay.
We're here to help.
We have the tools we need to protect kids and help them stay healthy and all get through this together.
How's it going, everyone? I'm Will Martin, and welcome back to Met Report Sports. Let's get right into it. Last week, our women's soccer team beat University of Bridgeport 1-0 with senior forward Elisa Dean scoring the lone goal to give the Roadrunners the victory. I had the pleasure of talking with Elisa to discuss the significance of her goal. Elisa Dean's first goal this season was not only the game winner, but a significant personal milestone for her, as it was the first goal after coming back from ACL surgery in January.
I mean, it's one of the biggest surgeries/injuries that a soccer player can go through. So I knew it was going to have a big effect on what my soccer career looked like. But I mean, I'm back and ready and going now. So I took the spring off and, worked hard, and I'm back now.
After 8 months of rehabbing and recovering, the injury has not affected her play.
No, I trust my doctors. I trust my trainers. My coaches know they're not going to push me too hard, so I was never worried about it.
Elisa made sure to mention that even though she scored the game winner, it was a team effort.
It felt really good. I was really excited. It was a team effort, though, 100%, and I could not have done it without my team, and I wouldn't be here today without them.
And finally, Elisa explained that the team is looking forward to their upcoming RMAC play.
Oh, I'm feeling great. The RMAC better watch out. We are coming. We're going to be fast. We're going to start strong. Westminster's a great team. Really excited to open up against them. And, yeah, we're ready. It's going to be great.
This is Will Martin with Met Media. Near the end of the 2022 spring semester, rumors were flown around about major changes to the Assembly Athletic Complex at MSU Denver. Well, summer came, and those rumors became a reality.
The Roadrunner athletes were treated to brand new playing surfaces ahead of the 2022-2023 athletic seasons. For softball and baseball, the fields will introduce a new dark blue warning track, MSU Denver Roadrunners written down the first and third base lines, as well as the Roadrunner logo enlarged in both center fields. Men's and women's soccer was given a new pitch to play on, introducing new technology within the turf to perform better, as well as a safer playing ground because of a soft mat installed under the turf for protection. The tennis team went from the traditional blue and green to the Roadrunner red and blue on their court, due to the rise in school colors used on courts across the NCAA. All fields will also have brand new LED lights to enhance the power of the lights and save energy. When asked about the new facility, Director of Athletics Todd Thurman quoted, "Our new fields are of better quality and will last longer than the original ones did because of the advances in technology, and the fields at our outdoor complex, as well as the floor at our indoor facility, will not only be great places for our players to play, but they will also properly showcase our facilities as among the best in NCAA Division II. When you get a chance, make it out to this must-see venue. Take advantage of it because there's no better home for Roadrunners athletics." From the Assembly Athletic Complex, this is Trenton Sanders.
That's all I got for sports today. Have a good weekend, everyone.
That's all we have for you today. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Met Report.
Be sure to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at MyMetMedia and our website at mymetmedia.com.
Have a great weekend, Roadrunners.